Found across the Sean O'Casey Bridge near NCI, this piece of graffiti is an anarchist symbol underneath lyrics from Wonderwall by Oasis. It's a political piece of graffiti talking about how many people in Dublin have things they would like to say to politicians and lawmakers, but just don't know how to reach them. And this is one of the ways they do, by putting up pieces of graffiti like this one to send a message to the general populace. I found this bit of graffiti leaving the rugby match a few weeks ago. Smash the H blocks is a callback to the Dirty protest in Northern Ireland, when IRA members were captured and treated like regular prisoners, when they wanted to be treated like political prisoners. It's a callback to past memory in Ireland, something that graffiti originally did not do. It was just rebellion by teens. Now, graffiti is used to display messages and reminders of the past, such as Smash the H blocks. Located nearby SuperValue across the Econo Bridge, this piece of graffiti is unlike many in my project. It's talking more about the way things used to be in Ireland and what they are now. Of course, making fun of the Celtic Tiger economy of Ireland in the 1990s, them booming very quickly and jumping across major gaps. But now, rather than being a Celtic Tiger economy, they're no more than a soup kitchen of Celtic Tiger prawn soup. The artist was obviously trying to talk to the people and say, look at what has become of our country, and what are you going to do to fix it? This is the first bit of graffiti in my project that is not political in any way. Instead, it's actually a marketing campaign by bars in Temple Bar getting together to attract tourists in. People see graffiti. They see it, it's very large, it's very bright, and it draws them in. They want to read more. The closer and closer they get, the more and more into Temple Bar they get. It's a giant marketing statement, using graffiti as a way to draw people in. Another store in Temple Bar decided to use that marketing technique talked about in the last slide, but to their own benefit, rather than the benefit of the community. People walk by this store and think, I wonder what this place is like, seeing the different colors and different symbols on the walls that differentiate it from every other shop around. Graffiti has changed a lot in the modern world. No longer is it just seen as rebellion on walls, it can be used as marketing techniques and political statements. Of course, some graffiti still is just scrawls on walls. I'm sure many of you have seen this piece of graffiti outside of NCI. When we first got here, the Docklands mural was very clean, very pristine. However, within the first week of us getting here, someone decided to doodle a giant Pac-Man on the mural. I cannot find any reason as to why someone would want to draw Pac-Man on the Docklands mural, and it leads me into my third point about graffiti. No matter how things have changed in our society, people still find graffiti as an outlet, a place to go to put a little bit of their rebellious spirit on walls rather than on paper. I included this picture for a number of reasons. Number one, the main focus of the Alice in Wonderland figure is staring at the anarchist sign from the first slide, pondering perhaps what is being said on the wall. However, some other artist has come in and added their own touches to the piece. This goes back to my earlier point about debauchery. Some people still find it hilarious to add their own flair to objects in the city. No matter how graffiti has changed, people still use graffiti in not very constructive ways. That will never change. However, this piece still retains its beauty originally, as long as you look past the other artists' additions. So I am my project on this mural in Derry of the kid in the gas mask, which we all saw this weekend. I chose to end on this for one reason and one reason only. A few decades ago, this sort of thing would be looked down upon. Seeing a giant mural across a building, it would be seen as someone giving a message that no one really wants to see and would immediately be covered up. However, now these murals are used as messages, as reminders for what has come before. Much like the political statements from earlier in my project, these murals are graffiti, basically. They're just scrawled across the sides of buildings. However, they display a message that people cannot forget once they see them. Graffiti has changed so much in the past 2 years. People no longer see it as just kids out having fun. They see it as people displaying their own ideas. Graffiti is no longer a horrible social issue. It's just social commentary that people decide to take to the streets. Of course some graffiti isn't great, such as the Pac-Man sign. However, Perhaps that artist did have something going on underneath that made him want to draw Pac-Man eating the two lovers. Who knows? But for now, I will leave on this piece of graffiti for one reason and one reason only. Because it is graffiti. But do you really see it that way?